Hi there, Bowie here. I use they, them pronouns. Welcome to another training session. If you are new to these sessions, welcome. I promise it won't be too tough. And I hope that you'll learn something new and enjoy yourself and have a bit of new movements added to your day. If you are someone who's coming back, welcome back. It's great to have you return to have another session with us. And before we begin, I want to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to thank Drum Street Services and Queer Space for doing all the cool stuff that they're doing and helping us make these videos happen for you. Yes! Way to go, friends. Alrighty. We're going to begin this session with a warm-up. So we're going to start with our necks here. So I want you to stand, feet somewhere comfortable, probably around hip width. Arms are going to be relaxed at your sides. And you're going to take your ear and tilt it down towards your shoulder. Keeping your shoulders down. And we're going to tilt left and right. And we're going to go for 10. Each side, not all up. It's nice and slow. And don't worry if you can't get too far. It's okay. Necks aren't really designed to go super far in this direction. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. We're going to take our chin now. We're going to point it up to the roof. Then we're going to tuck it down to our collarbone, as close to it as we can get. So we're going to go up and down, 10 in each direction. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to look left and right for 10 in each direction. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Moving down to our shoulders now. Now you have two options here. If you've got shoulders that are a little bit uncomfortable moving in big directions, you're going to do a nice little shrug here, leading with your elbow backwards and forwards. If you're feeling good about moving your shoulders in a big way, you're going to take a straight arm and you're going to bring it right back past your ear. So there are our two options. We're going to start circling backwards and then go forwards, all on the one side, then we're going to swap. So shrugging, straight arm, doesn't matter. Do what works for you and let's go. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. We don't want it to swing. We want to guide it with control the whole way. I think that's about 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's go forwards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty, swapping sides, exactly the same thing. We're starting backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then coming forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. 6, 7, it's 8, 9, and 10. Alrighty, give our shoulders a little shake. We're going to move down to our wrists here. Tuck our elbows into our sides. We're going to have our palms facing up to start with, and we're going to circle them towards us. So hands come towards us, and then turn and push away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we'll go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing. Taking our hands now, stick them in our hips. Our feet are going to come to just a little bit wider than hip width here. Soft knees. You don't want to have really stiff legs. So nice little dip in the knee. We're going to push our hips forwards as far as we can. Push it around to the left, stick our butts out, circle around to the back. And do 1. It's 2. 3. 4. It's 5. 6. 7. Keeping your chest up as high as you can here. You don't want to bend too much at the hips. A little bit of dip forward is okay, but not too much. Let's do 1 more. And then we're going to go back the other way, so we're going to reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. You might notice one side feels a bit stiff than the other. That's okay. 7, 8, 9. That's the way. 1 more. And 10. Great. Bring our feet closer together now. They can either be completely together or just a little bit apart. We're going to dip our knees. Hands come to the tops of our legs. Now they just want to gently rest here. If you can't take your hands away without falling over, too much weight on those hands. So sit your butt back a little bit and get your legs to support that weight. You're going to dip your knees forwards and we're going to gently circle around to one direction, straighten up the legs, circle around to the other side. And you don't want to push too far to the side here. That's it. Nice and slow. Now let's go back the other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Finish off with our ankles. So if you need something to balance on here, like a wall, back of a chair or whatever, feel good about popping your hand on something because we are going to have 1 foot up off the ground here. We're going to take our toes. You can point your toes here. It makes it a little bit easier. And we're going to circle inwards for 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to swap sides. Exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alrighty, friends, we're going to continue our warm-up down on the floor. So I'll meet you down there. Here we are, friends. Continuing our warm-up on the floor. We're going to come onto hands and knees now. We're going to take our hands. We're going to rotate our fingers around to the outside. So our palms are going to come down onto the floor and our fingers are going to be facing our knees here. Now, sit back in towards your knees just as far as you feel comfortable, your heels as far as you feel comfortable to, keeping your palms on the floor the whole time. And you'll get a nice big stretch up the inside of your forearm here. I'm just going to sit here a moment and we're going to breathe. This might be a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. As long as it's not painful, some stretchiness is all right. But if you're feeling like it's a bit too much, just lifting your butt up off your heels a little bit will take that stretch off. We don't stretch out our forearms very often, so this is a really good one for helping to get a little bit of movement into our wrists, a little bit of movement into our forearms, and just treating them a bit nicely. That's the way. Shifting our hands up off the floor, we're going to flip them over so the backs of our hands are on the floor now. and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So our fingers are going to face our knees, and we're going to have our backs of hands on the floor, wherever that is for you. So your fingers might be very close to your knees, they might be a little bit further away. And again, keeping your hips up off your heels will release some of that tension from the stretch. So really work with where you're at here, with what feels most comfortable for you. There is no requirement to be able to match what I am doing at all. Breathing here, keeping our shoulders down away from our ears, and trying to keep your arms as straight as you can here as well. That might be a bit tricky, and that's okay. That's the way. Almost there. Another few seconds. And coming up off our hands. Coming onto our hands and knees now. You're going to bring your knees to under your hips, hands to under your shoulders, as best as you can without being able to really see yourself. And you'll get close enough. We're going to arch our backs up and then press our chest down, looking up as we do. Arching up, pressing our chest down. In your own time here. Working with getting as much stretch up through your shoulders as you can, as much press down. We're going to do 2 more. Up and down on both. Ready, last up and down. That's it. Finishing off, we're going to bring our hands forwards a bit. So if we were on our hands and knees, our hands would probably more out in lines with our eyes and above. We're going to curl our toes under and lift our hips up into the air, push them back and get a nice stretch through the backs of our legs here. That's it. We'll take a moment, then we're going to shift our hips forward and come down, letting our hips dip down towards the floor. Pushing back up. And down. That's it. One more. That's it. Knees come to floor. We tidy ourselves up. And our warm-up is complete, friends. Have yourself a sip of water, have yourself a breather, and we're going to jump straight into our first round. Here we are, friends. Round number 1. We have 3 exercises to work through. We're going to go through the round 3 times. So the first time through with me now, I want you to pop in and we're going to work through it together as I explain the movement to you. So we're going to start with a tall plank, which means that our arms are nice and straight, and we're going to step our feet back and come into this nice long-bodied position here. Feel good about doing that from like an incline, so if you want to use like a kitchen counter, the back of your couch or anything like that, totally okay. It's going to be exactly the same position. Arms are nice and straight, shoulder width apart. Stretch your arms out and you're just going to step your feet back until you're held in this sort of position. And we're going to hold for 15 seconds. So let's go. Staying nice and strong here. You want to squeeze your butt. That's a little trick here to make it a bit easier. Squeezing your butt helps your middle stay nice and stable. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bringing your knees down, coming out of it. Very nice. We're going to pop up now because we've got squats. So for a squat, you're going to pretty much imagine that you're sitting down into an invisible chair here. So your feet are going to be a little bit wider than hip width, but it's going to be different for everyone. So work with where you're at, with what feels comfortable. Just don't go too narrow because it makes them really hard. Toes are going to point slightly outwards. I like to keep my hands in front of my chest because it helps me keep my chest up nice and tall, which is always a good thing. And what we're going to do, sit back, As low as you can go, not as low as I can go, as low as you can go is perfect. And we're going to stand back up. So we sit down in the invisible chair, we stand back up. We're going to go for 10 here. So it's 3, 4, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more. That's it. We're going nice and slow here, nice and controlled. That's 10. And we're going to finish off with some high knees. Now, two options here. You can add a little bounce to your step, or hands are going to be kind of just above hip height. So if you bend your elbows, tuck them into your sides, we're at the right height here. We're just going to go like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 high knees. That is one time through, friends. So now we are back down to the floor to start again from the top. Now, rest as you need. Have a sip of water, have a breather, if that's what feels good for you. And when you're ready, we're going to pop back in. Hands on the floor, shoulder width apart. We have a 15-second tall plank here. When you're ready, all set up, step your feet back. Squeeze your butt and let's go. You can have your feet together here or you can have them apart, whatever is your preference. My preference is together. It's at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Ta-da! Standing up. We have our squats. Again, feet somewhere wider than hip width. Toes are pointing slightly outwards. Our hands are in front of our chest. I'm going to sit in our invisible chair. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes. Alrighty, high knees. Again, we're just bringing them up high. We don't have to be hopping on the spot. If you want to add a little bit of a bounce in there, definitely go for it. Tucking the elbows in. Hands come out so we have a target to reach for. And we're just bringing them up as high as we can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more time. One more time from the top. And starting with our tall plank. Again, making sure you're resting when you feel good about resting. You don't have to continually work through these. Stop and start as many times as you want. And when you're ready, we're finishing off. Hands shoulder width apart. Fingers spread nice and wide, so we have a nice wide base to balance with here. Stepping our feet back. Let's go. Squeezing our butts. This last 15 seconds. Doing really well. 4, 3, 2, 1, and ta-da! Coming to standing for our 10 squats. Feet are wider than hip width. Toes are slightly outwards. Hands are in front of the chest. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it, slow and steady. 8, 9, One more. And 10. Amazing. Finishing off, last high knees, elbows tuck in, giving our knees a target to reach for with our hands here. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Well done, friends. That is one round down. Have a sip of water, have a breather. Join me back here for round number 2. Yes. Here we are, friends. Round number 2. We have 3 all new exercises to get through. So we're going to start on the floor with divers kicks, which is on our stomach. That's it. So make your way down here onto your stomach if you are not already down here. We're going to stretch ourselves right out. Now, you don't have to. If you're finding that it's a little bit uncomfortable in your lower back, you can just brace on your elbows here like this out in front of you. But essentially, we're going to take our legs and we're going to lift our legs up off the ground as high as we can. So if our knees can come up off the floor here, perfect. If you like to add your arms to that as well, and we're going to do little kicks just like that. But again, if you feel like that's too much strain on your back, arms are just going to support and you're just going to kick your legs here. We're going to go for 20 alternating left and right. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So fast. We're going to come up now off the floor to standing, because going from the floor to standing as many times as we can is very good for us. Alrighty, we're going to do 10 alternating lunge steps. Is that right, Blackboard? It is 10 alternating lunge steps. So I like to step backwards when I do lunge steps, but that's preference. So if you feel like you want to step forward as you do these lunge steps, totally okay. When you're ready, whatever side you want to start on, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just getting your knees close to the ground as you can. It doesn't have to touch the ground. It's halfway. 6, 7. We want to keep it controlled. 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to up this challenge because we're going to do some single leg deadlifts. So we're going to go back to our starting leg that we stepped back with first for our lunge step. We're going to plant that foot and we're going to have our other foot nice and light. And we're going to reach our hips back as far as we can. Just like that. 2, we're going to do 6 of these. 3, trying to use just our standing leg as much as we can. It's 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to swap sides. It's like a double leg whammy with this round. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're reaching your hips back as much as you can as you do this. 4, 5, one more. 6. Great, that is one round down. When you're ready, we make our way back down to the floor. We have our divers kicks from the top, but also remembering to rest whenever you feel good about resting. Work with where you're at. So if you need to rest in between each movement, definitely do that. When you're ready, on your stomach, either hands out in front supporting your upper body here, or both hands ready to hover up off the floor. Whatever works for you. We're going to do up to 20 kicks. You also don't have to do 20 kicks. Do as many as you feel like. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Coming to standing. For our 10 alternating lunge steps, stepping backwards, stepping forwards, whatever feels good for you. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping that weight over that back leg or over the bending knee. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it. We go back to that starting leg. The first one we stepped with. And we're going to do 6 single leg deadlifts. So keeping our chest upright, pushing our hips back here. 1. It's a little bit different from that lunge step. We're not going straight up and down. We're reaching back with the hips. 3, 4, 5, one more, and 6. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great. When you're ready, we're back down on the floor for our last round. Our last time through of this round already. What? It's gone by so quickly, right? Yes. Onto your stomach for our diver's kicks. Finishing it off. Again, hands out front for support or hands ready to hover for our 20 kicks. And whatever your choice is, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Standing up, we have lunge steps. 10 alternating lunge steps to finish off this part of this round. Alrighty. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10, that's it. Back to that starting foot for our lunge. 6 single leg deadlifts. Reaching back with our hips here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6. That's it, swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, and 6. Well done, friends. That is our second round down. We have just one more to get through. So have a sip of water, have a breather. We can get through this. Here we are, friends. Round number 3. Finishing it off strong. We're going to start with a side plank. Now you can use a bench or a kitchen counter, back of your couch, anything like that to have an incline for this, and that is totally perfect if you don't feel like going from the floor. But if you want to go from the floor, you're going to put one hand down so it's under your shoulder. We're going to stagger our feet here, so one in front of the other because it gives us more area for balancing. And then what we're going to do is just lift our hips up. I'm going to hold for about 20 seconds here. You want to try and make sure that you're nice and level I like to put my arm up here because it kind of helps hold everything up, but you don't have to do that. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. And we're going to swap around and do exactly the same thing on the other side. Yes. So again, hand under the shoulder, feet nice and staggered here for a wider base. And when you're ready, we're going to get ourselves up into position and we're just going to hold. Remember, we're looking for that nice straight line here. Dropping down as many times as you feel you need to, though. You don't have to hold for the whole 20 seconds if you don't want to. That's it. And relaxing. Well done. That was good. Now we're going on to calf raises. So we're going to come to standing. I'm going to stand with our feet under our hips here. Shoulders down. And all we're going to do is raise up onto our toes as high as we can. Come back down. We go for 10. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice and slow there with those. You don't want to be trying to flick yourself up too high. We're going to finish off this round with 4 back to grounds, which means however you feel like you can, you're going to hop yourself down onto the floor, lie flat on your back. Sit back up, stand up. That's 1. We're going to do this 3 more times. And feel free to alternate those sides as well that you're using to hop up and down with, so that both sides get a turn to do some work. All right, 1 more. Like a starfish on the floor. That's it, 4 times. So that is our first round. We're going to start from the top, back down on the floor with our side planks. 20 seconds on each side. Remembering to rest as you feel like you need to. You don't have to keep on working through if you don't want to. Alrighty, we're going to set ourselves up. Fingers spread nice and wide. Hand under our shoulders. And let's go. Try and keep a nice straight body here. Just breathing as best you can in this position. That's it. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relaxing. Spinning it around. Same thing. Other side. And let's go. That's it. Doing well. Clock is slowly counting us down. Like this. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Very nice. When you're ready, making your way to standing, because we have our calf raises. So feet are hip width apart. Shoulders are down. Slowly bring ourselves up onto our toes and back down again. Control the whole way here. You don't want to thud your heels back down, and you don't want to come up so high on your toes that you lose balance. So that's 5. If you need something to hold on to for support here, totally do that. 7. It's 8. 9. 1 more. And 10. Then we have our back to grounds. So making way down onto your back any way that you feel good about. It's 1. We're going for 4. That's it. Swapping sides, so making sure you're using both sides. Oh, that's a new direction. Whatever, doesn't matter. One more. And that's 4. Standing up, don't try and stay on the floor for your side plank. You want to come all the way back to standing. Now we hop back down on the floor, right? Don't cut corners, friends. Alrighty, last time through with our tall side planks. 20 seconds. When you're ready, we set our feet up, we set our hand up under our shoulder. 3, 2, 1. Let's finish this off. Make sure our bodies are as straight as we can get them and our hips are forward enough so they're in line with our fronts. We don't have a pokey butt sticking out the back. As strong as we can here. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing. Spinning around. Do the opposite side. When you're ready, hand under the shoulder. Feet are all set up. Let's go. That's it. Noises when we train are totally okay. Just breathing here, making sure our fronts are facing the fronts and we're not twisting at the hips down to the floor. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relaxing. Very good. Coming up, calf raises. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Feet are under our hips. We're looking forwards. Let's go 1, 2. It's all about balance here, especially when we're up on our toes. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. Amazing. 4 back to grounds and we are done, friends. So making our way down to lie onto our back, however we feel good about doing. It's 1. 2. Always making sure we're alternating our sides. I want to be strong on both sides for getting up and down. 3. And that's 4. All the way to standing. Yes. Well done, friends. That is all we are doing today. If you've learned something new, yay. If you've done some stuff that you enjoy and you've done before, yay. If none of that applies, yay anyway, because you made it to the end. Alrighty, friends, we have more videos coming up. We have a live class coming up Thursday night. We have another video Saturday morning. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you then.